Another Aerodrome finance update. This one's not as exciting as the other ones have been. However, it kind of is still, and we're going to get into that now. So if we look last night, which actually not last night, but 2 nights ago, we saw Aerodrome hit a new short-term high of $1.30, which is awesome. Now, the great news is we have just kind of been sitting and consolidating around $1.17 to $1.20, kind of going below the $1.17 range and sometimes even going higher than $1.20. So it's really just interesting to see what happens. And I was telling some friends, I think at this point, with the anticipation of this bull run to happen, this alt season to happen, I think we're going to stick at these levels and potentially not see any major dips, because if you understand, with the anticipation of a bull run and an alt season, you're going to expect people to hold their bags and wait till a certain point of where they're ready to sell. Where do I predict it to be? I honestly just am sticking with my range of $20 to $30 at the peak, just because of how we are doing short term. Like I was describing that short term Aerodrome is doing very well compared to other altcoins, and overall it's just looking very strong. We had the REI drop pretty low for Aerodrome, why we saw that kind of dip after the $1.30. But I think once we get kicked off into this full-fledged alt season, into Pumptober, then potentially this could keep going up to maybe $2 to maybe even $3 if we do just stick at this point, because that's really reasonable to think about. Now, with that in mind, again, anything could happen this cycle. Aerodrome could be stagnant. I don't think it is. It has a very strong community behind it. Metrics wise, it's doing very good. Look at the TVL of Aerodrome. I've talked about this before. A lot of my videos have talked about TVL, what Aerodrome's doing. And in terms of revenue, it's generating, I believe it generates more revenue than Ethereum did. And so when you look at that, you look at these numbers, you start to understand that Aerodrome being backed by Coinbase, being called the token boy for Base Chain, this is going to be a pretty big coin to be in, like I've said countless times and times again. But if we're looking short term, again, this is just another daily update. Where do I think we'll be in the next couple of days? I mean, just looking at the chart, we're just consolidating at this point. It really depends on how the overall market goes. You can't predict anything this cycle. I try not to. But honestly, I still think this is a strong coin to be in, clearly. And, you know, again, with that consolidation point, I think that's healthy to have that consolidation, because we had pretty high increases and we're still, you know, compared to around Tuesday and Wednesday when we were at, I believe, sub dollar, still being at $1.15, $1.17, that's still pretty good just to be consolidating at. We're obviously nowhere near the all-time high in March where we reached $2.30, but I think that's going to come up sooner than we think. And again, this is a coin that I wouldn't expect to go crazy. $50, $60, obviously. Don't expect that. But I think it is reasonable for the absolute max top for a range of $20, $30 because of the direction we're going right now. But it also just honestly depends day to day what Aerodrome does, and really where it is later into Q4 of this year. And that's why I'm making these updates, because this is my number one coin, and I know we have a great community around this, and I just want to give my thoughts in video format to you guys. Because honestly, this is a coin that could make a lot of us a good amount of money, and you know, if we do the right things after making this money, transfer it into ways where we then preserve our wealth, and we could really capitalize off this opportunity. But again, I think Aerodrome is going to be a coin that shocks some people who think a top of $8 to $10 is in play. It's definitely possible. Like, I'm not going to rule that out because that's a safe 8 to 10x from here. But I do think we have so much factors going on with overall macroeconomic factors, such as China printing money, the US printing money, a ton of different things going on right now. You have your presidential candidates talking about money. Like, we've talked about these things. I just genuinely think that this is going to be a big run overall, and Aerodrome specifically being, again, the token of Coinbase is what the community calls it. And yeah, guys, if people get behind this, this is going to soar. It really is. I think this is going to be a solid coin to be in, and I have the most conviction in this play. But again, anything can happen in this cycle, so make sure you're not placing all your token or all your chips on this token. Diversify. But in my opinion, this is going to be a coin that's very strong, and even with its inflation, I think it's going to push back $30 to the max. We could see $40, at least near there. That is just a super bullish case. But I'm someone who doesn't like to rule anything out, but I think a safe bet is the absolute conservative price prediction for like a top is 10 to 15 bucks. If I had to do bullish case, I'd say $15 to $25, and then super bullish is $30 to $40. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it. I don't think anything higher from that. But based off today, the update simply stands that Aerodrome is consolidating at a nice spot, and we're going to have to see what happens tonight and the rest of the day. And I'll update you guys tomorrow on that as well. And we're literally just going to be doing Aerodrome updates every single day until I exit. And I'll share when I exit, because we don't want to be stupid and risk everything and, ultimately lose all of our money that we worked hard to put in. We risked, and then we're going to have to profit. So guys, that's it for the update today. Comment down below anything you'd like to share with Aerodrome Finance, or just any other coins you'd like to talk about. I'm active on X if you wanted to catch me there as well. That's all from me, guys. I'll see you later.